The attack, which occurred on Saturday, killed at least 12 people and injured dozens more, leaving the city in a state of terror. Zelenskyy directed a passionate appeal to U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping to attend the summit, scheduled to commence on June 15. Please, show your leadership in advancing the peace. The real peace, not just a pause between the strikes, he implored in English. Biden's attendance remains unconfirmed, while China's participation is shrouded in uncertainty. Negotiations are ongoing regarding Beijing's involvement, remarked Zelenskyy's aide, Mikhailo Podolyak, in an interview last week. Relentless bombardment of Kharkiv. Saturday's strike culminated a week of relentless Russian missile and air attacks that have terrorized Kharkiv, a city of over 1 million people situated just 20 miles from the border with Russia. Residential areas, a printing house, and a central park have all been targeted, with no evident military objectives nearby in most instances. Ihor Terekov, Kharkiv's mayor, estimated that roughly 120 people were present in the hardware store at the time of the attack. The shopping center was deliberately targeted, where there were many people. This is pure terrorism, he declared. Prosecutors confirmed the tragic loss of 12 lives, with 10 victims yet to be identified. A further 43 individuals sustained injuries, while 16 others remain missing. A separate missile strike later that evening struck a residential building in the city center, injuring 18 people, according to the regional governor. Russia's brutal strategy. In recent weeks, Russia has intensified its efforts to render life unbearable in Kharkiv. Deadly strikes have become an agonizing daily occurrence, propelled by Russian fighter jets launching glide bombs from inside their own territory due to the city's proximity to the border. Ukrainian officials stress the urgent need for enhanced air defense systems and F-16 fighter jets to safeguard the city. Furthermore, the Kharkiv region has become a focal point of a renewed Russian offensive centered on the town of Vovchansk, forcing thousands of civilians to flee their homes. Russia's pretext for these attacks is the creation of a buffer zone to thwart Ukrainian strikes against Russian border regions. Devastation at the shopping complex. The Saturday strike targeted a popular suburban shopping complex, leaving it engulfed in flames and billowing dark smoke. Andriy Kudinov, the director, informed local media that the store was packed with shoppers purchasing supplies for their summer cottages. Witnesses recounted a chaotic and terrifying scene at the supermarket. Russia is led by individuals who seek to normalize the burning of lives, the destruction of cities and villages, the division of people, and the erasure of national borders through war. No single nation can end such a war alone, he asserted. International support for peace summit. Zelenskyy reported that over 80 countries had already confirmed their attendance at the Swiss summit. However, Russia has not been invited and has dismissed the event as futile. The summit's primary aim appears to be not merely the formulation of a viable peace plan, but the mobilization of a broad coalition of countries to demand Moscow's cessation of hostilities, particularly targeting neutral Global South nations. Diplomatic battle for attendance. Podolyak, a key advisor to Zelenskyy, disclosed that the Ukrainian president had engaged in extensive phone calls with numerous Global South leaders to secure their attendance, focusing on Africa, Latin America, and the Pacific region. Russians are employing every means to discredit the idea and offer incentives for non-participation, Podolyak noted, highlighting the diplomatic battle surrounding the summit. China's ambiguous stance. China, which has tacitly supported Russia throughout the conflict, is unlikely to attend, despite Ukrainian diplomats' persistent efforts to convince Beijing to participate in some capacity. China has presented its own peace proposal, which Ukrainian officials dismiss as impractical. China's formula is either to force Ukraine's capitulation or to freeze the conflict on Russia's terms, Podolyak stated. China is the key country for us. because as soon as you change its position from neutral and disinterested to neutral but fair, then pressure on Russia will start to rise, he added. Possible ceasefire on the horizon? Asterisk. A report published by Reuters on Friday cited anonymous sources in Moscow claiming that President Vladimir Putin is seeking a ceasefire agreement. Putin can fight for as long as it takes, but Putin is also ready for a ceasefire, to freeze the war, said one source.